Hey everyone, Saksham here. I hope my audio and video is coming all fine. Just give me a quick response. Just give me a quick response if my audio and video is coming all fine, and then we'll get started with our web goat. Okay, so seems my audio and video is coming all fine. Okay, so today we'll get started with our web goat, and today we will try to breach JWT tokens. And JWT tokens are playing a very important part. So I'll just make you walk through a very good website that is called as jwt.io. So let's go ahead and open up this. So here you will be able to understand that what actually is the architecture of the website basically, and how things are happening into the JWT tokens. Now, JWT tokens are usually divided into three parts. This is the very basic thing that I want to tell you. So now in this part, the first part that you can see that is, imprinted into the red color in here. This part is called as the header, right? So this part, basically the header decides the algorithm and the token type, which means that in which encoding is done in which format, that is also defined into the ALG, that is also called as algorithm. And then comes the second part. This part is called as the payload. Now, in the second part, in this payload, you will have a lot of information like your email ID, or maybe your login information, or maybe like it could be anything, maybe any login information like cookie or anything like could be that like here. So this second part is called as the data. So any data that is related to the user is stored here inside the payload. So into the upcoming time, you'll see that when I'll open up my web goat, then the data of Tom and the different things will come up, right? So we'll move on and jump on to the challenges as well. But before we jump onto the challenges as well, we have the last part into this JWT tokens, that is called as verifying the signature. So now in this, you verify a lot of things right here, because whatever the algorithm the developer has decided that it is going to copy, or you can it is going to just add the string, and then it is going to verify the signature, and it is also going to check that if SHA-256 thing is perfectly done, and all the concatenation of the strings and these things are done properly. If these three parts of JWT tokens are presented in a perfect way, then the authentication is being taken by the server, and then your request is being proceeded further. So this is the basic way how the things work into the JWT tokens. So I would like to repeat it once again in a very quick way. The first one is header, which defines that encoding is done in which format according to the algorithm, because this ALG is being later called by verifying the signature. And then you have the payload, where you have all the data related to the user. And then you have, in the end, you are about to verify the signature. If everything is done, concatenation and these kind of things are perfectly done, then you'll get the authentication. Some of the people are saying that there is no sound. Is that true? Just give me a quick response. Are you able to hear my sound? Just give me a quick response. Okay, seems like sound is clear, so I don't think so there is going to be an issue for this. So the chat is disabled because so that you can ask your question individually into the Q&A section, so that I can reply you over there in a very you can say the filtered way. That is why the chat is disabled in all the sessions. So if you have any doubts, feel free to ask it over your Q&A section. All right, so let's get started, and let's try to jump in and start our JWT web token. In order to solve those challenges, first of all, we'll jump on and we'll move on to our web goat. So, okay, so before I jump on to web goat, I gotta have to start it up with few settings in terminal. So Java-jar, as we all know, that it is the way the java-jar, and then you're gonna write webgoat 8.2.2. Seems like unable to access. Java-jar. So today we are going to solve actually 3 to 4 challenges of webgoat, you can say. So let's just execute our Java file so that we can see that why it is not working. Let's wait for a few seconds and let's see. Else there is not going to be a big issue. I'm going to just install the webgoat real quickly out there. Okay, so seems like I'll have to run the decode function again in order to run this. So I'll just jump on to GitHub quickly for taking that taking that encoder function file. So let's go ahead and write webgoat. And I would like to go on to the GitHub for this. And I believe this was the file that was required for the encoding of it. And first of all, okay, so I believe we haven't yet jumped onto the correct directory. It could have been showing this because of this. So let me just go and catch the directory in here. Okay, so java-jar, and let's see if it is going to work then. Another txt file, I believe it should be webgoat. Unable to access again. I guess we have configured this sometimes back. Okay, so is already in use. Port 127 is already in use. So use a different value on the webgoat port to set the different value. All right. Let's see if the same thing is coming for WebWolf. Okay, so we gotta have to add this, but I guess it is being used. My port is being used in here, I believe. So maybe I'll open my bub suit later on. And right now, I'm just closing this down once again. And I believe we'll have to find this decode thing once again before running so that we can use it. Okay, so we'll have a dedicated time in order to reply for the students. Let's just start something today. And then I'll tell you whenever I'm taking the questions, and then we will, I'll have a chit chat with you. I'm sorry if I'm not replying you right now. So catch directory, I'm gonna jump into this directory and then the decode thing. So I'm gonna copy this standalone. Yes, standalone. And then I'm gonna post it. Gonna change the version. Webgoat. Okay. Webgoat seems fine. Okay. Unable to access. Why is it unable to access? I believe it was working perfectly fine last time. I believe this was the same code. We are in the same directory as well. So it should work actually. And if you are doing the encoding, then it is showing us issues. Unable to access jar file. So it was webgoat. Okay. Webgoat hyphen server 8.2.2 and then jar. Okay. So now I believe we are starting our webgoat. Okay, seems like it must now work. Let me just go ahead and jump into my Mozilla Firefox because I'll be using my Burp Suite over there. So as always, I'm gonna write here as localhost and then the port number 8080 where my webgoat is running, and I'll just simply write webgoat. Okay, seems like it's running now. So first of all, I'm going to register as a new user. So the new username, you can give any new username wherever, whatever you want. So I'm going to give Saksham as a new username, a simple password. I'm going to confirm the password, agree with the terms and condition. Okay. So now this was an expected error. Okay, cool. So now we are going to get started with the broken authentication, right? And under the, now you can see that there are like 10 lists, right? 10 list is there in order to, know that what are the different OWASP top 10 into the advanced phase. So now these are the attacks that are really important for you people. So now if I'm going to go into the broken authentication, then you'll see that there is a list saying JWT tokens, right? So we are going to get started and we are going to review the whole JWT tokens today. And if possible, I'll also be jumping onto some SQL part, right? So, the advanced SQL is right here. We have completed the SQL already, the union based. And now here we have the advanced and the mitigation and the part reversion. So today we are going to complete at least 2-3 modules of webgoat. So first of all, we are going to get started with the broken authentication part. So now here you have this module that is called as JWT tokens. So now if I'll click in here, you can see like there are 12 challenges that you need to read. And first, you have the basic introduction about what exactly the JSON is that that I've already covered. Like I made you to understand like what exactly the JWT is, but you can read over here on to the more introduction, though they are also taking you to the jwt.io/introduction. Right? And I have no clue why we are having trouble in accessing this site. Let me just quickly check, or I believe my webgoat is working. So I think there should not be a problem with that. Okay, into the second module, they are actually trying to make you understand about the structure of JWT tokens. So like you see, like I told you a few minutes back, that first of all, you have this header over here, right? Into the header, if you remember that it was deciding that it is getting encoded into which format, like it is into SHA-256, 257, or whatever it is. And then you have the payload into like into the green part, you have the payload where you have the data related to the user, and in the end you have the signature in order to verify it. Now if you move on to the challenge number 3, then it is asking me to decode this JWT token, right? So in order to decode this JWT token, and in order to see that what is actually happening right here, for that we are going to take this whole JWT token. I'm going to copy this right here, and then I'm gonna jump onto jwt.io, right? So now this is a basic exercise that they have been giving us. I guess I'm not even able to open the Google into this browser. No clue why, but anyways, so we have this JWT token thing over here. What you need to do is that you simply need to go on jwt.io, right? So what I did, I just copied the whole this decoding a JWT token thing. So I just copied all of it and then I pasted it. I'm gonna paste it right now, right here, so that you can actually see that what is inside the header, what is inside the payload, and what is inside the signature. So now you can see that this is now what I have pasted. Now what it is actually demanding, let's try to decode a JWT token. For this, you can use JWT functionality inside WebWolf. So inside the WebWolf, you can also use the WebWolf module for this in order to encode this. But I can also use jwt.io. Now it is saying that copy and paste the following token and decode the token. Can you find the user inside the token? So now we need to find the username inside this token. So if we look at this token that I've copied and pasted this carefully, like I've copied this token and I've pasted this over here, right? So I'm going to take few questions after completing this third challenge. We'll try to complete all the challenges today, but 2-3 questions after completing third challenge. Okay, so if you try to decode this, then into the first part, it says HS256. You can notice that you don't have any extra key in here. Like you have the algorithm here, but you don't have a token type in here, which is why it could be a weak token. And then if you try to read about it, like if you try to read the information about the user, that what are the credentials and what is actually the information that is stored inside your header payload, or you can say your data payload, then you can see the authority says the role is admin, the role is user, client ID. And okay, so now you can find the username in here, right? As you can see, the username says user is the username. So into a lot of cases, you'll find a lot of information like this. So here, what you're gonna have to do, you simply have to copy this. You'll be finding a lot of flags like this into the CDF as well. It's quite happening out there. And so we only wanted to know the username. That's what we wanted to hunt, and username is user. So let's go ahead and try to put user in here and try to submit this, right? So when you submit this, then it will say, congratulations, you have successfully completed the assignment. So this was a basic third number of assignment into like JWT. And then on the fourth number, it is actually, giving us a quick idea that how the JWT is rotating. So when we talk about the JWT token, so this is important for the perspective of burp suit, right? So for the burp suit, you can see that, post user login with username and password, it returns back to the JWT because, it takes the authentication, like the browser will actually send the server a post request. In that post request, whenever you log in, it will actually check your username and password, and all the information and the credentials are right or wrong when we talk about the JWT tokens. And then they create a JWT token with a secret key that is returned back to your browser. Now, why they are telling you this? Because this concept will give you a great help if you'll try to decode it with the help of burp suit, right? and then it sends the JWT on the authorization header that is sent back to the server, and then it is going to give us the response back to the client again once again. So this is going to check the JWT signature, in which we are going to get the user information from the JWT, right? Okay, fair enough. Now, these were the small hints in order to tell you the complete hints. But if we go ahead and try to go on to the assignment number 5. Okay, so I guess there are assignments on our 5th module, 7th module, and 8th module, 10th module, and I believe your 11th module will be solved with the help of SQL. So later on, we'll be jumping onto the SQL as well. But right now, okay, so get it for free. Okay, so I guess this must be the payment gateway bypass signature in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in from the different things of JWT. Okay, so now you have this assignment in order to see. Okay, this is going to be the assignment that we will try to solve. So in order to take the notes, I'm going to give you the notes. I believe that will be a good thing. So, okay. So now you have all of these functionalities like, voting and, the different things. So in order to, solve this challenge, we'll be requiring our burp suit, right? So before we jump onto this challenge, let me take 2-3 questions and then we are going to, okay. So how you solve, please tell. Okay, I just told you the first challenge. WebWolf is working. Name is different. Reply. I joined. Okay, if you've joined your course recently, just join our WhatsApp group, and then you'll be able to get a top-notch support. Okay, seems like we don't have any pending questions in here. So let's jump on to this JWT signing part. So in order to solve this challenge, we are going to use our burp suit. So let's go ahead and let me recall my burp suit in here. So let me open up my burp suit. And then we'll see if our requests are getting intercepted. So let me start the burp suit. So now what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to manipulate the pricings in here. So I'll just make you walk through it in some time, but let me quickly see if my requests are getting intercepted or not. Okay, let me give the access and let me just allow my burp suit towards the firewall. Okay, so I believe this is my different edition of Chrome. Okay, I believe we are having some problem because of this proxy, I believe, because my burp suit is running on. Okay, I believe I gotta have to change the port number because my port 8080 is occupied by our, you can say, WebGoat, right? So I gotta have to configure my manual proxy inside my browser because of, the changes into the proxy listeners. I gotta have to change the address. So let me quickly jump in and let me go into settings. Otherwise, my burp suit will not work, which will not be a good thing. We won't be able to do much of the things without burp suit now. So I've changed it to port 8081, 127.0.0.1 and port 8081. Gonna go with manual thing in here. And I believe it should start intercepting my proxies by now. Okay, so if I go ahead and if I go with interception on, let's see if I am getting the interceptions in here. Yes, interception is now turned on. Seems like my requests are not getting intercepted. We have changed the port number. The request must be intercepted by now. Proxy starts. Okay, so I believe I'm getting this error, which means this is because of CS certificate, right? So if this is okay, this is also getting intercepted as well. So if this is getting intercepted, I believe the local is must have got intercepted. But anyways, let's have a look at the response that why it is not getting intercepted. All the settings seems fine. Okay. Okay, I believe we're gonna have to install the CS certificate, which is why it is not intercepting. It is only showing me the canonical requests. Anyways, let me just simply write here as burp. We are gonna go into the settings. Just give me a quick response if your requests are getting intercepted into the burp suite or not. Just give me a quick response, because mine is showing some problems in here. Okay, I believe I have been doing all the settings in here. I'll have to run this again so that it can come into the impact. I'll have to close this down. So the CS certificate is successfully imported. Let me open up my burp suite and also my webgoat. Okay, just give me a quick response if your burp suite are, you have given the wrong IP. So the connection. Let's see if it is going to intercept it or not, since it is connected to my burp suite as well. Yes, so my requests are now successfully getting intercepted. So I'm closing down rest of the things. Okay, so sometimes it happens, you gotta have to do things on the go as well. So I believe all of my requests are, the webgoat requests are now coming up. The user is Jerry and the password is this. See, everything comes up into the verb suite. Anyways, we are going to turn off the interception. I hope you can just quickly ask any question if you have any, and then we are going to get started with our next challenge, you can say. So which version of Burp Suite I have to download on Mac? You can download any latest version of Burp Suite Community Edition. I have also downloaded that only. Okay, so nothing is understood. I believe everything is being done in front of you only. Can you tell me very precisely, Yovo, that what is the part that you are not able to understand? I forgot the password of WebGoat. If you have forgotten the password of WebGoat, then you may register everything again, and then you can get started. Just quickly tell me, and then we are going to get started with today's session on, solving this advanced level of JWT. Never mind. That's weird. If you won't tell me, how would I know? Anyways. Okay, so let's get started with this. I'm going to open up my notepad. Okay, so let's take a quick notes about what is happening out there and how things are being done. So I believe I'll just set up a quick set of instructions for the JWT token number 4. I believe JWT token 4. And another thing that I want to make you observe is, let's jump on to the 4 or 5th one. Yes. Now you can see that there are the different users that are being logged in inside this. For example, you have this guest in here, you have this Tom in here, you have this Jerry in here, and you have this Sylvester in here. So like there are these different users that are being logged in. So you can just go ahead and check that, and there is going to be a module that is going to be a really very important for you in this case, because we are going to check the request and response quite a lot in this case, right? So since we are going to check the request and response quite a lot in this case, so we are going to put all the request and into the request response module of Burp Suite, and that's how we are going to take it further, you can say. I hope the module the challenge number 3 is being understood by everyone very clearly. Just give me a quick response if you have understood that how we have solved the module number 3. Just give me a quick response, or if you have any doubts, feel free to ask. No, sir, module number 3 once more. Okay. So, okay, what we gotta have to do into the module number 3 is that you gotta have to know about the user that is inside this JWT token. So there's all of this is a JWT token, you can say. So here you gotta have to know that what is inside the JWT token. I made you to understand that there are 3 parts into the JWT tokens. The first one was you can just see that what is going inside the JWT token on jwt.io. And here you can decode this. So now what it is saying actually, it is actually asking me, okay, I'll just make the notes of this as well so that you can just have a look at it and you can just see it accordingly. So first of all, what you're gonna have to do, there is one more thing that we can do in here. Okay, here it is. There is one more thing that we can do in here onto the verb suit. I hope that must work. We can go into the decoder as well. Okay, so now I'm going to tell this to you into the two parts. The first one is that let me just copy and paste this request that we have just now taken. So I'm going to write here as step 1, and I'm also going to go with the challenge number, of course. So JWT module 3 challenge. Step number 1, copy the JWT token, right? So this is the JWT token. It will be same for everyone, right? So I'll be passing these notes to you later on. Step 2, in all the challenges, you gotta have to move on like this only. You gotta have to find that what we gotta have to do in this challenge. So in challenge defines find the username of user, right? Via JWT tokens. Step number 3, go to jwt.io. Step number 4, encode your JWT token to find your username. Step number 5. So now into the step number 4, encode your JWT token to find your username. So we're gonna copy this from here. And we're gonna paste it here. Now, if you try to read this token, that what is actually inside the token, then the algorithm says that it is encoded in HS256, right? The authorities is the role underscore admin, role user, client ID is this. The expiration is this, the expiration date. So this is like Friday, December 4, 2020, according to Indian Standard Time. So when you'll hover over here, it will show you the expiry of it, right? So like I just hover my cursor over it and I can see the expiry. So this is basically the expiry in here, right? This is JWT ID's unique identifier of this token, like JTI. This is unique identifier that keeps it unique, because into the starting we were seeing some kind of broken authentication when we were just importing the cookies. No authentication was done because there was no unique identifier in those cookies. But in JWT token, you have the unique identifier. So this is the unique identifier, right? Now the username is this thing over here. So this is also defined in here that the username is user in this case. So we just needed to extract the username only. The challenge was find the username of the user. So in this case, user is the name of the username. So user is the parameter of username, right? So this is what we simply have to write over there, just user, right? Into the small cases in here. So when I write user in here, when I try to submit this, then it says, congratulations, you have successfully completed the challenge. Okay, so I hope there are why it is showing in JWT signature is invalid. Where it is showing? Where it is showing the signature is invalid? I don't think so. Okay, invalid signature, because it says that I believe the algorithm and the key must be defined here more, which is missing in this case. But anyways, we really don't care because our challenge was just to find the username, that is user in this case. So this is all what we gotta have to do. And this is how our challenge is completed. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, else we'll proceed with the next challenge of our JWT. Give me a quick response if you're able to understand till here. Okay, I hope everybody has got it. Okay, so let's proceed with the next challenge. Okay, so now I believe we're gonna have to jump onto the challenge number 5, you can say, right? Fourth is the informational module again. Fifth and seventh. Okay, so the code review is also being introduced in this module. Interesting. And this is JWT cracking. Okay, let's first solve this challenge because this is comparatively more easy than this vote now thing. So in order to do this, first of all, when we try to check out the token number in here, again, let's go and see that what is happening in here. First of all, let me go ahead and write more steps in here. JWT token module. We have been jumping on this 8th one. So don't worry, we are going to solve 5th and 7th one as well. But I believe according to the, according to the order, the 8th one is more required so that you can solve 5th one very easily. Okay, so I believe again what we gotta have to do, we gotta have to check out the token. Let's go ahead and copy the entire token in here. This is the entire token in here. Okay. So step 1, copy entire token. So copy entire token, and then step 2, again visit jwt.io, right? So let's go ahead and jump on to, or maybe you can say, you can also decode this into the base 64 as well. Like if you want, you may verify this into the base 64 thing as well, because base 64 thing is being created in this case. So you can just go in there. So I believe let's go ahead and let's inspect that what is happening inside this token. Okay, so this is the WebGo token builder, and again, okay, so now you see here we are also getting a username that is Tom in this case, and we can also change it to Jerry. I believe there was one more username that's Jerry. And then you have tom@webgo.org. You have the administrator thing in here. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so let's try to see that what happens if we try to turn on our interception, and if we click on, okay, we are gonna forward this, we click on submit. What happens when we click on submit and find the correct request? So I believe this is not the request of this one. And okay, this is the request that we are looking for. So now you have this webgoat JWT secret thing in here. You have this J session ID, but we are not able to see any CSRF token in here, which is something that we should have seen. But anyways, if we are not able to see it, what we can do is that we can just right click on it and we can just send it to repeater to see that what is happening in there. Let's send it to repeater. Okay, so it says not a valid JWT token in here. So anyways, we have this token in here. What we can do is that maybe we can just go to decoder, and then I guess let's go ahead and debug this, and we can copy the payload and decode in base 64 though, but I believe what sense will it make, because we need to find the perfect payload in here. So anyways, let's just go and decode it once into the base 64 first of all, then let's see if we are able to see any important information in here. Decode as base 64, not working like this. We have the session ID in here. Come on, decode it. Not getting the perfect output in here. The one thing that is bothering me is that I'm not able to get any token when I click on submit token, because I should have got the token that is already being stored over there. So that is going to be an issue in this case. But anyways, no worries. Let's go to JWT and let's see what are the changes that we can bring in here. So the ISS webgoat token, but why the builder is coming up, I have no clue. What I can do is that I can just change the thing in here, that is like tom@webgoat into the sub. What if I write here as webgoat@, let's try to change the sub. This is Audi for the audience. These are also the different parts in which the ISS, the first one, that is for the issuer, the place from where it is being generated, and then you have Audi for the audience, and then you have issued at what time of the Unix operating system it was generated, and then you have expiration time, and then you have the subject, of course. So if we try to change the subject to webgoat, let's see what it will do. Because we gotta have to, can you see whenever I write something onto the right hand side, then the changes are being done onto the left hand side. So this is how it goes. So if I simply write here as webgoat, and if I change the username to webgoat as well. Okay. And then I believe I'll have to change the email as well of the webgoat. So we are trying to manipulate the user's information in here. Like we are changing the information. We are changing the subject. We are changing the username. Let's go ahead and try to change the email as well. So this is what we gotta have to do. And then I believe this looks perfect to me in here. And we can also play around with expiration as well, but that is not required. The sub is here, the user is here. I believe everything is fine in this case. So the webgoat.org expiration, we can also try playing around the expiration time. Like let's say if I put some more expiration time like 8 in here, and we have changed the expiry time as well. I've put one extra 8, one extra 8 can also be done in here. Okay, so now let's copy the header and payload only. We'll try to skip with the part of verifying the signature. Let's see if the signature is being modified only. So just for the notes, what I'm doing is that I am again going to, okay, so after going to JWT.io, you're gonna have to do some manipulation. Do some manipulation like changing. So what are the things we have changed? So we have changed the Audi. No, the Audi is same. We have changed the sub. Change the sub. And I believe we have changed the username as well. So change the sub, username, and email. And expiry as well, if you wish. So this is called as the token manipulation, right? And then I can see that this is my new token, right? Okay, so like if we have a look at the challenge, then this is what they have asked us to do. That given we have the following, uh, given we have following, try to find out secret key and submit a new key with the username changed in the webgoat, right? So I believe we have done that already. So if we go ahead and just have a look at new token that is being submitted, but again we're gonna have to submit this. I guess the cracking is not yet done. I'll have to do that into the verb suit. So we were into this repeater module. What if I try to send this? JWT secret key endpoint. So I believe we have changed it, but we are again facing some problem in here. Find out the secret key and submit a new key with a username is changed. Okay. So I believe we have successfully changed the sub username and email expiration into in here. But now the problem is that we are not able to find this new encoded key, right? So we have a trick for that as well, but I'll have to see, you can see the signature is verified. So, but we haven't yet taken this part. So there is one more thing that we gotta have to do in order to take the authentication from the user in order to change this. So I believe let's try to see that what we are able to see into the base 64 thing in here. We have made the changes correctly, and we gotta have to find a new secret key. I guess we had to, we have to paste this thing till here only. I think this is how it is done. Or maybe the request is older. Is that the reason? Because the token is blank in here. We have the token. If we try to send the request, then it still says not a valid JWT token. Let me copy the whole request and let's see if this is going to get accepted. JWT signature does not match. Okay. Because as far I remember, we'll have to remove the signature part because it wasn't checking the signature, but I'm not getting the exact. Okay, yes, now it is being done. So yes, this is what I've done. I have removed the verification of signature from here. Like this verify signature. What I did, it was going till E. I just removed this whole blue module from there. Like, verification of signature. I've removed the complete verification of signature from the token because it wasn't checking that. So, which is why, I just pasted over the token in here. And when I just try to check it into the response, then it says, congratulations, you have successfully completed the assignment. So what was the main aim of this assignment is that we gotta have to change the username. We gotta have to change the date and the expiry and these things. Like, it is cleared and mentioned here very carefully that you gotta have to change the username. Like, given we have the following token, try to find out our secret key. This is what we have found in here only. And then after, submit a new key with the username changed to webgoat, right? So if you guys remember that I was changing the username to webgoat, but in order to change the username, I gotta have to change the the subject of the token and the email ID and everything over there. So the double subject, and to the subject there is an email ID, and here also there is an email ID. So I changed everything to webgoat, and I just removed the secret key. So this was the new key that I have gotten here. I copied it till here, and then I then I pasted this into this token request. From where I have got this token request, like remember when I was clicking on submit in here, then, while putting this wrong, token request, I have got this request that says token equals, and then there was a blank thing in here. So now after this, I tried to go into the repeater. I just did the right click in here, and I tried to send this request into the repeater in here. And inside the repeater, I tried pasting up my manipulated token in here in order to complete this challenge. So now I'm getting this thing as your challenge has been completed. So I believe this is the right token in here. What I'll do is that I'll again go into the proxy, and then I'll paste the token in here, and I'll forward this. And when I forward this, the wrong, the manipulated token, then it will say that congratulations, you have successfully completed the assignment, right? So let's just jump on to the notes once again. So the new token is this, and after we manipulated it, here is the new token. And I'm going to give you a note. Please remove verify signature part while pasting this token. So this is a little bit hard and technical, but I believe you are able to understand with my explanation in order that how to actually manipulate the tokens. Manipulating the token is a very good thing, because sometimes you get the authentication into the tokens, and you get hell lot of authentications over there. So sometimes you can get the access of paid products as well if the token is being manipulated. So new key that needs to be pasted after manipulating it on JWT.io is this one, right? So these are the notes that I've prepared. And then step 3, intercept it in burp suit. And in the request of, now you'll be getting a lot of requests in there. You have to find the correct request in there, and the correct request is into the post method, right? Into the post method there will be webgoat. So this is the request that I have been writing in here, so that you don't get confused. There will be something that is called as secret, and then HTTP, and then 1.1 or something like that must be there. So something like this request must be there. So because, make sure you take the correct packet, and then after token equals paste manipulated token here, right? And this is our manipulated token. So when you'll manipulate this token, and as soon as your webgoat will figure out that, let me just save these notes. JWT Token Challenges. Okay, so as soon as the webgoat will get to know that the user is successfully changed, it will give you this notification inside the burp suite, because now this is the rejoice of repeater. First of all, you can just make the changes, and you can complete the whole attack practically, and you can check the response, that what response are you getting from the server, right? And when we have a look at this into the proxy, so here everything is being done. But make sure you get this thing over here, that congratulations, you have successfully completed the challenge. So I believe we have completed the challenge number 8, but I have no clue. I think it should be marked as it should be marked as completed, but anyways, I have no clue. It is just prompting me that congratulations, but not marking it as a green, like it was marked here as completed. But anyways, so now we have a few more challenge. Like we have the challenge number 5, and we have the code review thing as well remaining. And then this is the payment gateway manipulation with the help of JWT tokens. And then the last one, in which we are going to talk about the Jerry and Tom, but this requires the SQL challenge. So we are today probably gonna talk about the refreshing token, or maybe the payment gateway manipulation with the help of token, you can say. So these are the few more challenges that we are going to do today. But it's 4:20, like every time. We are going to take a quick break for a while, and then I'm going to come back by 4:35. And then it does not turn green, that means it is not solved. No, this is not the thing like that. If you are getting the prompt saying that congratulations, you have successfully completed the challenge, or you have completed the assignment, that means it is completed. In some of the cases it doesn't turn green. That is like some kind of technical glitch, you can say. But once it says that congratulations, you have completed, that means you have completed, else it will not prompt you this way. Okay, so yes, since a lot of students are also asking for breaks, so we are going to take a 15 minutes of break, or maybe let's say just a 10 minutes of break, and then I'll get back to you with more challenges of JWT token. So break time is going to be here from 4:20, I believe, to 4:35. Okay. So take a quick 10-15 minutes break, not 20 minutes, but take a quick break. I'll be back once again. And that's it till now. And I'll be back after the break, and then we'll be solving some more JWT challenges. But that's it for now. I'll be back soon, and take a quick sip of water or something nearby you. All right, everyone. So I hope you are done with these challenges. So let's go ahead and try to jump on to some new challenges now. There is one interesting challenge that we have figured it out. Okay, so in this challenge, you gotta have to, let's see what we gotta have to do. So JWT signing thing is here. Okay, before that, if you have any question, feel free to ask, else we'll just have to, we'll just move forward from here with this voting challenge. So in real scenario, token is in encoded form, right? Yes, exactly. The token is in encoded form and you can decode it depending upon the base 64, or like however it is encoded. Okay, you have to put the new token of the page of web code on click on submit token. I disagree on this one with you. Okay, if you'll see the recordings here, you'll see that I have, pasted the token into the burp suite as well in order to submit it. But whatever it is, this is how it is going to be done. And this is how the challenge is being completed. Okay, so in real scenario, token is in encoded form. Yes, into the real scenario, the token is in encoded form and sometimes it is not in encoded form. So you'll have to check that out, but you'll clearly see the token equals to, and then you'll see that, it is right there. Okay, so let's have a look at this voting thing, that what we can do in here. And what I can see right now is that we have multiple users in here. First of all, that is guest, and then you have Tom, and then Jerry, and then Sylvester. So all of these things are right here. So it says that I'm logged in as a guest in here. So let's see what it is actually saying, because the voting is quite trendy out there. People have been voting quite a lot. The voting things are, people have been playing a lot of competitions that are related to voting as well. So in this challenge, we are going to talk about this voting mechanism only. So each JWT token should be at least be signed before sending it to a client. So if a token is not signed, the client application would be able to change the content. Okay. The signing specifications are defined here. Let's see, what do we have here? Then the tool site ef.org. And the specific algorithm you can use as described here. One more resource. It basically comes down to use HMAC, SHA-2 functions or digital signature functions or the token. And I believe it must be stopping it down due to this interception thing. I'll have to just reload it so that I can reach out the resource suggested by the web goat. Okay, one important step is to verify the signature before performing any other action. Let's try to see that some things that you need to be aware of before validating the token. Okay. So this is one of the resource. This is the second resource. Okay. So these are the resource from the engineering task force from Microsoft. They have proposed that how the token and these things should be there. But try to change the token you received and become an admin user by changing the token. And once you are an admin, reset the votes. All right. So in order to reset the vote, first I'll have to do the voting. So let me be here as a Tom, and let me just go ahead and vote this. But I wonder why it is not able to vote. When I click on vote, let's see if it is allowing me to vote now. Turning the interception off. Okay, so we have a couple of votes right here. Now we'll have to, we did the voting, and now we have a couple of votes in here. So what I gotta have to do? Okay, so I cannot see anything. Okay, so by this delete button, I believe, yes, the reset voting can be done. So, but when I try to hit in here, and if I try to see something in here, okay, I'm gonna have to put off the interception. Okay, so then when I try to hit on this delete button, then it says only an admin user can reset the votes. Okay, the Tom cannot do this. Sylvester is definitely not the admin again, and the guest is not here again. Okay, so what we can do here again, right now I'm selected as the user Tom in here. And when I try to delete this, I can intercept at right at the moment when I'm about to delete this. So when I try to click on reset this, and then I try to intercept this, then I see that when I'll be trying to, intercept the JWT tokens, then I'll see that if I'm logged in as a which user, or maybe I can just change the user like we did few minutes back into the last challenge. You must have observed how we have changed the user. So we have to do the same thing, which is why I was telling you. Okay, so now you can see that it is turned into green. So yes, this happens. Sometimes you refresh it up, you refresh your machine, or maybe something like that. Like I was telling you, Yovo, this can turn into green like that. So what we have done in this case, we have, changed it, changed the user. We have to do the exact thing here in here as well. No hard and fast thing here. Okay, so what I can do is that maybe I can turn on the interception, and then right at the moment of deleting it, I'll be getting one request in here. So when I click on delete, then I believe that this is the MVC request. Now you'll be seeing a lot of MVC requests in here, but they are not at all useful for any of the challenge. So what we can do, we can just forward this, or we can just ignore these kind of requests as well. I'm forgetting that functionality. There was this option to this host. Yeah. So when you'll go into don't intercept request to this host, or maybe, okay, not this host will be a problem from this directory, then I believe the MVC will be ignored. But since we are in a middle of session, so I'll not do any extra experiments, but this was one of the functionality that you can try. When I try to forward this, then okay, this is the important request for me, because into this post method, WebGoat JWT votings, we can see that the access token, right? Access token is what we have got in here. But now what we are going to do is that we are going to copy this. And let's try to investigate what do we have here in this token. And before we do any more further changes, or before we forward anything at all to our WebGoat server, we are going to send this to repeater so that we can check it for our experiment basis. And now you can see that you have the access token in here, right? So let's try to investigate the access token. So let me just remove all of this, and let me just get a new token in here. Okay, so we can see few things in here. Now, I believe what must be the user for admin? Is it the straight away admin, or how it is going to be? Let's try to have a look at it. So I believe the algorithm is HSF12, and what if I just remove the algorithm? Like, what if I completely remove the algorithm, and then I can. Okay, yes, this is also an interesting thing. What I can do is that, what if I turn the admin from false to true? Then it could also make a lot of sense in here. So this is one thing that I can change. And apart from this, okay, so seems like this is easy for me. Let me try to change the admin to true, right? And if I change the admin, because it was showing me false previously that I'm logged in as a user of Tom, which is not an admin. But what if I say that, hey, this is true, this is an admin, if I manipulate the request, because that's what you do in the tokens, right? You manipulate the requests. So instead of false, I've written true, and instead of algorithm, If I write here as none, I'm not getting anything at all in here, which is a problem. If I write true, I get this. But if I write none to algorithm, then I'm getting nothing at all. Okay, I have the solution for this as well. So if it is not allowing me, I can maybe try my decoder module, right? So when I try my decoder module, so maybe I can try to decode in base 64, right? So let's try to decode this in base 64. But before this, okay, I forgot to take the notes of this challenge. I'm gonna jump on to, okay, let's just we have this first module, and then we have this module number 8, and then right now we are on to which module? We are on to module number 6. All right. So let's move on to module number 6. Let's try to manipulate the user. There is one problem, like JWT is not working in this case, but yes, we have some other tricks as well. Module number 5. JWT token. Okay, so step number 1. Try the interception on delete button that is there onto the right hand side, that is near to welcome back Tom. And then step 2, extract the token. So these notes will help me as well in order to, manipulate this. So I'm gonna copy this thing over here in order to inspect this and read it very carefully. So if I go ahead and if I put it in here, then you can see that this is our first payload. This is my second payload, and this is my third payload. So we have these 3 signatures in here. Okay, all right, good enough. So now, like we have seen that if we go into step number 3, okay, so into the step number 3, like I was noticing that JWT.io is not working in this case. So I'll go with the other scenario that I would like to do these kind of changes with the help of base 64 encoded thing over there. So let's go ahead and take this into the base 64 encoded, and of course we know that we are going to do this into the verb. And okay, so we are onto the repeater already, so let's go into the decoder part. And if we go into the decoder part, let me just paste this thing. So it is decoded as, okay. So when I put the algo to none and decode it as base 64, come on. Why base 64 is coming like this? Okay, it's text. Oh, that's weird. What if I take this part I believe that's how we gotta have to do it. It is going to be a lengthy process. So let's try this again, because it is not gonna work like this as well. So I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be copying this again. I'm gonna be pasting this. This is going to be your, and go for this. So I'm gonna put it somewhere here, and I'll put a quick note here as translation of token of, or you can say it was head, I believe. Okay, so this is the translation. We have to change it to none. We are going to copy this and then we are going to remove this. We are going to remove this as well. We are going to take algo like this and we are gonna go with base 64. Okay, again, why my base 64 encoding is not working? Okay, I'll have to put it as text. Decode as base 64. Damn, this is also not working. Okay, another thing we're gonna try. We're gonna go with straight away base 64 encoder decoder. To my, let's say, let's go in here and let's try to find any online base 64 decoder. Base 64 decode online. So if I go into this thing in here, okay, so UTF-8, let's decode. This is not the thing again. We have to do the encoding of this. Let's try a few more of these base 64 things. I believe this will work. It is only showing me to decode. I want the functionality of encoding it. UTF-8 is required. Why this text input is not working, though it should. Okay, so let's go to encoding. So basically we will have to encode that anyhow, else it won't work. So see, that's why it's good to keep everything as a resource side by side, because you know it gets lost. Now we are finally able to do this. So the encode of the algorithm after writing none is this. This is the base 64 encoded. So maybe you can just write it down. It's a very quick URL that is named as base64encode.net, which is quite easy out there. So this is the proper encoded form of this. And so I'm gonna put it here. Okay, I'm gonna make a new manipulated request. New manipulated request. This is going to be the new manipulated request. And now we're done with the first part. What about this? So we'll have to do this part as well. Let's go to Burpsuit again. And let's first decode this, and then we are going to encode this again. So I'm gonna put this information in here. Okay. Instead of admin false, I'll be writing true in here. Let me just take it out. Let me just extract it. But why am I getting this uh, Tom in 0 in here? Because in0 is something that it has not decoded. Now you're gonna have to be very keen with your eyes. Like I just noticed that it has not encoded this in0, which is why it is showing here. But I believe that if it's Tom till here, and usually as far from my knowledge, I'll take a help of this once again. You see, you put this again, the quotes and the curly braces. I believe in0 must be the encoded form of that, but we cannot trust this, because even if we'll miss out a very single thing as well, then it will be a problem for us. So let's find some decoder online. Let's encode. Okay, that's the perfect decoder in here. Okay, so it has done the complete decode thing in here. Let's change it to true. Right, or let me just put this over the notes so that I can preserve them. So translation of payload. So that's the translation of payload basically. Okay, here we'll have to change this false to true. So I'm gonna put it as true. And I'm gonna take it up again. I'm gonna copy this. I guess this was the better one. It's true. Okay, so this is the encoded string that I've got in here. Base 64 encoded string. Okay, so this is the new token that I have manipulated and made a new token myself. So I believe new manipulated, see, you see the full stop in here. So I believe that is also important. And this is the translation of header. Translation of manipulated header. Now we are gonna paste the translation of manipulated, you can say manipulated payload. Encoded manipulated payload. So we were able to get both of these things after doing a little bit of hustle in here. So what we are going to do next is that we are going to go into the lab once again. Okay, so now we're going to go into the burp suite. So into the burp suite, you can see that instead of this, I'm going to paste this, the manipulated one. So this is the manipulated one that I'll be pasting inside here, but not here. First, let me do this inside the repeater before I go and jump ahead there directly. So I'm gonna paste it instead of this in here. And once we are done with this, we're gonna go with this one in here. So, okay, so this one is done. Next is this one. Let's paste this. Now let me send this request, not a valid one. Let me just remove the signature, or you can say the authentication or the verification. Let me just send this once again, not a valid token. That's impossible. This should not happen anyway. The algo is being marked as none. The user is Tom as well. Algo is none. We have encoded that successfully. And then this part is done. If we talk about, our header is perfectly fine. If we talk about this, this part is also done. Set the admin value to true. I cannot see anything getting wrong in here. Okay, so I believe this is the problem that must be popping up. We have not completed this dot. I guess we have omitted this dot. Okay, let's try to send this again. Not a valid thing again. Sure. This should work, but things are coming different. Let me again have a look at my notes. I think I would like to inspect this thing once again. Because the translation of payload is in here. Translation of head is being done successfully. Let me just try to encode them once again, so that we can be sure if we have done everything right. User is true, Tom, everything seems fine. But anyways, let me do this once again. So this was our head. I want to decode. So the admin is correct. IAT admin, and then it is coming to true. The user is Tom. Should work. Okay, seems like this is not working, but I'm gonna give a quick check to it once again. I guess is there something like, I believe the Tom is not the admin at all, we're gonna have to select the user as Jerry, or like how it is going to be. Let me just do this real quickly once again. So let's go in here and let's change the user to Tom, I believe. I've changed the user to Tom. Let's try to extract the request and the token of Tom now, because I believe I am facing some problem with Jerry. So listen, this is again MVC request, MVC, 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 again MVC. Getting a lot of MVC requests and hunting for the delete request. Come on. Too much MVC requests. Looking to get my request again, but haven't got it. Interception on, delete. Okay, so I have got this thing in here, a new cookie for this. Let me just send it to repeater quickly. Let me encode this quickly, because we have been, investing a lot of time into this challenge, though we shouldn't. But anyways, let me just create some new notes in here. This is the new request. Okay, so I believe this is the new request in here. Let me try to copy this and let me try to encode this once again. Let me put this to none. Oh, I believe we're gonna have to try this into the verb decoder. Let's change it to none. Not bringing any changes. Why this verb suit decoder never works? That's weird and not at all a good thing. So looking to encode, first of all, encode this, decode this, put none in here. Come on. Base 64, and then let's try to put none in here. Let's encode it now. So this is our new base 64 for here. Let's directly paste it into a verb suit to see if it is going to work. So I'm going to put this right here directly. Okay, let's take the second part. Second part is going till here. Let me copy this and where is this? Okay, here it is. So this is, let's try to decode this. I'm gonna put, okay, let me copy this again and let me go into the encode module. Let me put this. Let me put the false to true. The user is Tom. I believe the user was Tom, right? Let's have a look at this. Okay, user is Tom. So let's encode this. This is something, the encoded part. Let me paste the new encoded part in here. Okay, let me remove this. Seems like it should work now. Let me try to send this. It is giving me an OK request, but I don't know if the challenge is completed or not. That's weird. That's really weird. I just hope if everything is right in here. Okay, let me try this on to the original request, because it is saying that it's an OK request, but it is not even saying that if the challenge is completed. Let me try to copy this, and let me try to go into the proxy, and let me try to go into here. Let me try to replace that. Okay, seems like this. Let's hope if this challenge will be completed this way. Let's try to forward this packet. Okay, only admin can reset. It's coming up here again. Try to change the token you receive and become an admin by changing the token. Once you are admin, the votes are reset. Okay, seems like we are having some problem in here. Encoding of head do once again. Try Jerry once, sir. That was a wrong request. Yeah, I believe there must be some manipulation into the request. But I believe this is the method how you manipulate these requests and complete the challenge. We are facing some problem in here, but no worries. We are going to take this once again, or maybe I'll just shoot a video quickly of this and I'll send it to you over a WhatsApp group, or maybe when we'll start tomorrow's class, or maybe like when we'll be starting the class of the next week, I'll just quickly try to figure it out, that what went wrong and how you can complete the challenge number 5 as well. But the methodology is going to be exactly same like I have taught you, so that you can things can go fine. So then when we'll be starting the next class, I'll be solving this challenge number 5 once again. And then we are going to move on the challenge number 10 and 11. So these requires the SQL as well. And into the next class, we are also going to talk about the SQL injection methodologies as well. So we talk about the module, like what we have achieved so far. Like these are the notes for today's module. Today we have completed 2-3 challenges. And if we talk about the curriculum, again, this is the Burp-based browser. So let's see how much curriculum is done so that we can plan our upcoming classes accordingly. Okay, so we are done with all of these modules. All of these modules are done. SQL injection is done, Boolean done, cross-site scripting done, WebGoat is done. Into the token exploitation, we were able to solve few challenges for the token exploitation today, but as per the curriculum, into the next class, we will try to solve the whole module of password reset endpoint and part revision. Then we'll be jumping on to SQL. So password reset endpoint and part revision is what we are going to cover the next week. And also we are going to complete the challenge that we were not able to complete few minutes back. But again, the methodology is going to be same. So we'll be completing that again the next week. So I believe we don't have much modules left. I guess we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 8, 9, and 10. So we have around 10 modules remaining. which means we need to keep the class for like a month more. So, okay. So which means our classes can be completed within the next month. I believe it must be completed by the end of September. We will be done with your interview prep, resume building, and the examination as well. So that's it for today's session. I hope you have enjoyed this session. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them on WhatsApp. How to join WhatsApp group? Just ping me on my Instagram, that is Saksham the Computer Guy, and then I'll send you the link to join our WhatsApp group, and then you can join them. And yes, I also got this intuition, Brajesh, that I have extracted the wrong request into a hurry. But anyways, this keeps on happening, and I believe if your methodology is right, then I believe even if you'll try all the same steps, you'll be able to complete this challenge. Else we'll be doing this the next week again. Okay, GitHub tells to disconnect from the internet while running web code, as it will make my machine vulnerable. Should I disconnect my PC from the internet? No, I don't think so. Sometimes when you are working on some advanced level of attacks that are related to SSH and these kind of things, then what happens? Your tunneling or the extra servers are turned on, or maybe when you try to go with the web wolf, then your port is opened up. When your port 8081 is suppose opened up using the web wolf server, then somebody else can also access your web wolf server. So this is why the GitHub is telling you to do that. How to restart my webgoat after restart my laptop? Okay, you mean how to start your webgoat after your restart your laptop? So in order to do that, I'm also putting that encoding thing in. Okay, so in order to start that, what you're gonna have to do is that you simply just go to GitHub webgoat. So here they have told you that how to start your webgoat. Once again, what you're gonna have to do is that you're gonna have to do this standalone thing. You just copy this, and suppose if we are right here, and suppose if we have our webgoat into this folder. So what you're gonna have to do, the first thing is that like I did. Okay, so firstly, what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to go with CD that I have done into this step, right? I did the CD of this location where my webgoat is right there. That means like webgoat server is here inside this folder. So first of all, you have to catch the directory into that terminal, and then after catching the directory or inside that terminal, then you're gonna have to go ahead with this standalone thing. The encoding standalone thing. Copy this and just fire this command into the exact same folder, and make sure you just reset the correct version as per your download instructions. Sometimes it's 8.2.3 over there, sometimes it's 8.2.2. So make sure you rename this pretty well in here, and then after you will rename this, and when you will run this, so like this, if you will be running this, and if you'll rename this, when you'll hit enter, then your webgoat server will get started. After it will get started, you're gonna have to go here and to like localhost, right? So you're gonna have to write here as localhost, and then you're gonna have to define the port 8080, and then make sure W and G is capital in here. So webgoat is what you're gonna have to write in here, and then you're gonna have to hit enter, and then you'll be able to access your webgoat. Okay, so I have a doubt. Yes, Prasanna, please type your doubt. What is it? Every time we have to do to run this command to start webgoat? Yes, you're gonna have to do this every time. Prasanna, quickly write your questions so that we can answer it. Sir, I just okay, you have joined this course yesterday only, so that means you have witnessed a very advanced level of lecture today. I would like to recommend you to go ahead. First of all, Prasanna, go ahead and ping me on Instagram so that I can give you an invite link for our WhatsApp group, where we give the assistance 24/7 if you have any kind of doubts or something like that. And secondly, first of all, just complete all the lectures previously. Don't directly jump onto the advanced level, because as you can see that once you'll directly jump onto the advanced level, then it will just become a nightmare for you, nothing more. So just complete all of your previous modules, install the Kali Linux and configure the Kali Linux pretty well into the virtual box. And then you'll see that I've taught that how you can configure the DVWA lab, because like this is the WebGoat lab. Before this, we have completed DVWA lab. So complete that lab quickly as soon as you can. So just complete all of my recorded lectures. Everything is provided over there. And still, if you have any doubt, feel free to put them into the WhatsApp group, and then you will be able to understand that whatever I'm teaching into the present time. Okay, a lot of people have joined yesterday. So don't worry, I'm here for you people. Don't worry at all. Just join the WhatsApp group and ping me on Instagram or somewhere like that. And then just complete all your modules and we are here with you. Yesterday you had shown 2 PDF, but you have sent one only. So please send. Okay, I've sent this one PDF only because you won't be able to understand the second one, the 221 custom cases PDF. So we'll be reading more, and then I'll be sending you that PDF. So it will make much more sense then. Sir, is it safe to run WebGoat while being connected? I just gave the instruction. Please show again how to configure the proxy in order to work with burp suite. Okay, so there is only one exception that is happening over here, which is what? Like we usually run the burp suite on port number 8080. Now what happens? Your WebGoat is running on port number 8080, which means you're gonna have to change the port number, right? So what you gotta have to do is that again you gotta have to repeat the steps on how to connect your browser to your what do you say, to your burp suite, you can say, right? If that doesn't work at all, again, because since we are running into the offline mode, this is a local host mode, then you can try the help of this open browser as well, right? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna go into the options, you're gonna tick for the port number 8081 in here, and then when you go into the instructions in here, simply click onto the open browser, right? So now you must be observing that even after configuring it, I'm not using the Firefox in this case, because burp suite helps you to directly get the connection for a you can say the stealth mode of Chrome, you can say, because if you'll look at the below part, like look at my below tab, you have these 2 modes of the Chrome. The second one that I'm using right now is the Chromium mode. What happens in the Chromium mode? In Chromium mode, your burp suite will open the browser into the Chromium mode with some different settings, so that it can reflect the interceptions without doing any much hustles of configurations, and it could work fine. So whenever you are using WebGoat, just open up your burp suite. Make sure you see that when you go into the proxy and then into the options, your burp suite is running on port 8081, and then directly click on open browser. You can see that it is open pre-configured browser. Open pre-configured browser means that this browser is temporarily configured by the burp suite into the Chromium mode. So now this Chromium mode is a different kind of mode of Chrome only. So when you will open that browser, you will start intercepting all the requests related to WebGoat. And into the normal use, after installing the CS certificate, you can intercept the request of the normal websites as well. But just for the WebGoat, I recommend doing this Chromium mode by clicking on this open browser. So this is definitely the latest version of burp suite in which we are doing this. So still, if you have any doubt, feel free to just let me know about this. Please send the WhatsApp link. See, I don't have the WhatsApp link saved inside my PC. So if you'll be pinging me on Instagram or maybe an email, I'll be happy to forward you that link. And of course, my Instagram username is Saksham the Computer Guy. Okay, how to select a particular attack on HackerOne to do bug bounty like SQL injection? No. You cannot select any particular attack. They onto the HackerOne, they'll give you a URL that is going to be your testing environment, and you can try any attack over there. Just not SQL, any attack. Sir, Kali Linux is not downloading, sir, from bare metal. How is this possible, Prasanna? Just go to kalilinux.org/download and just use torrent client, maybe, if that is not working directly. Sir, you have changed the port to 8080 to 8081. Then we can keep any port in between 8080 to 9090. Yes, if the port isn't used by any other service, then you can allocate any port number in between. Failed to open the disk image. Why are you opening it into the virtual box? Okay, so if it is failed, try downloading this again, Prasanna. There's one thing that people have learned over here in this class, that you gotta have to keep a lot of patience in here. Yeah, sometimes you'll get stuck into the installation part as well, which is why people have spent like 2 days straight without even sleeping and configuring the Kali Linux. So since if you are starting it from a very beginner point, keep patience, try downloading things and configuring them again and again till it is not done, because even in my life I wasn't able to configure the Kali Linux on a one-shot go. So yes, this is how it happens. So try doing this. So after class, I want to talk to you. You create meeting, sir, please let me know the reason to talk and I'll be happy to help. Else just join the WhatsApp group, and then Mukesh is dedicated for any kind of doubts that you can have. You can book the Skype sessions as well from the Mukesh if you are facing any problem out there. So come on to the WhatsApp group once, and then you'll see that how things are happening in a smooth way inside this batch. So I believe you must have enjoyed this class, since we took a lot of things in here, and we have a lot of notes that we have in here. So I believe I must have lost your message, Prasanna, over the request or something like that. Try to ping me again and I'll just check out my notifications and I'll reply. So these were the notes. We have done a lot of JWT token manipulation today, and I'm really happy to deliver this to you all. I believe we'll be doing a lot of manipulation now, because this is the actual hacking. This is the actual hacking that I usually love and that I usually do, the best testing part into a custom way. So that's it for today's class. I hope you have enjoyed today's class, and I'll be back again the next week. Till the time, you just keep on solving the web code as much as you can, because this is what we are going to do for the next 3-4 weeks, and also start your bounty part as well. So make sure you just start hitting the bounties, because it's the high time you start doing that. So that's it for today's class. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great weekend ahead. But that's it for today. I'll see you again the next week.